My name is Fischer Hendershot, and I'm going to be talking about my work and volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Flint. To begin, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club. Since 2004, the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Flint has never taken a single approach to help kids succeed. They hire caring mentors for their trained club staff. They make a safe place with their clubs that are consistently there for kids they serve. The workers know how to take innovative, quality programs designed to empower youth to excel in school and lead healthy, productive lives. The amazing people at the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Flint will do whatever it takes to ensure that all kids have a great future. And the mission of the Boys and Girls Club is to enable all young people, especially those who need them most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Flint supports all youth and teens of every race, ethnicity, gender expression, sexual orientation, ability, socioeconomic status, and religion in reaching their full potential. In addition to this, I took an opportunity to do an email interview with Becca Wilson, the development coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club. One question I asked her was, "How has your experience changed your life in a positive way?" She replied that her experience at the club has improved her life in a couple of different ways. Interacting with the kids and learning from their many perspectives has helped her become more patient, caring, and understanding, both inside and outside of work, when working with kids. It's incredibly important to value and respect their voices, thoughts, and opinions, so practicing skills like active listening during work has helped her be better after hours. Another question I asked her was, "What could make your job easier?" She answered, "A larger, consistent volunteer group. Having more supplies than we need, and more people knowing about our club's programs and resources would make my job easier." I was very thankful to be able to have the opportunity to interview her because she gave me a great insight of the organization and what goes on behind the scenes. On the organization's website, they list some core values of the club. These include courage, which is to do what is right despite the risk, and character, live with honor and never forget our word is our bond, as well as excellence, seek to achieve greatness in all we do, and finally, inclusion, respect and encourage each individual's ideas and contributions. I think that all these values align very closely with the Catholic social teaching. These values of the club are great life lessons and are taught constantly through the church. From my personal experience at the club, I can say that the workers and volunteers at the club prioritize these values very highly. They want the children to be ready for life and be great people. They make sure these values are applied constantly, and I could see it during my time there. For scriptural foundations of service, I chose these two verses. The first is Matthew 19:14. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." I've always loved this verse because there were people trying to get children away from Jesus, and he said this: "Children are some of the purest forms of joy in life." The Boys and Girls Club lets the children come and are there for them at all times. The second one is Proverbs 22:6. "Start children off on the way they should go, and even when they are old, they will not turn from it." I found this verse from Proverbs, and I thought it was very representative of the Boys and Girls Club's mission. This verse talks about getting children on the right track for life, so they are set up for success. This is exactly what the amazing people at the Boys and Girls Club do every day. A saint that has done similar work is St. Nicholas. I say this because he was someone that worked with children just like the Boys and Girls Club does. He's a patron saint of children, and this is for good reason. He had wealthy parents who died, and he used his inheritance to take care of those who were poor, sick, and hungry. He was always especially known for his kindness and charity when it came towards children. There are stories of him rescuing children and then returning them to their families. He is a great example of living out of God's love and caring for every single person, no matter who they are. The Boys and Girls Club is always there for children, no matter who they are or where they come from. This to me is very similar to St. Nicholas, who did things in order just to help people. St. Nicholas might have not actually done any work in any organization or something similar to the Boys and Girls Club, but the way in which he helped people is very similar to the work done by the organization. During my experience at the Boys and Girls Club, I had so much fun. I had the opportunity to play with lots of games with the kids, such as basketball, football, pool, and Xbox games. These were all so much fun, but there was a time when there was a bad argument and it broke out during basketball. My friend and I were able to de-escalate the situation and have the kids make amends. Besides playing with the kids, we were able to do the duties and help the workers out. We did a lot of cleaning one of the days when the club was closed, as well as bringing in boxes of donated school supplies. Finally, on the final day, we helped with a bike drive, which was amazing to be able to give kids a bike and make their day better. All of this was amazing, and it truly warmed my heart to be a part of it. Another question I asked Becca Wilson was, do you prefer cash donations or things off of the Amazon wish list and things like that? Her answer was either one. Each method of donation has different pros and cons for us. Most of our funding comes from grants, and some grants have very specific uses for the funds that you must adhere to. Monetary donations are very ideal for us because we can use those funds for whatever we need, from building maintenance to program supplies. With this information, I realized that raising funds to donate to the Boys and Girls Club could be something that I could do to help out. I wanted to be able to help them as much as I could, so that it could help the children and work with them as much as they possibly can. Something my classmates and I did in order to raise money for our organizations was doing a local bake sale. We got together at one of our houses and baked cookies so that we could sell them to people around the neighborhood. I think this was a success because we were able to raise over $100 for the Boys and Girls Club. This experience made us all feel like we were able to do something and help in other ways which we hadn't before. I do not think this was a failure. Even though other groups may have raised more money, we were still able to raise money and have fun doing it for an organization that we care about. This experience allowed my faith to grow because I got to see the goodness of God in all the children I had the opportunity to work with. I feel like I got to experience God's presence through the joy of the children. I feel like a kid laughing and having fun is a way in God is always present in our life. This experience helped me grow as a person because the knowledge I learned from how to work with children and how to be a leader to them is something very useful and applicable to many parts of life. My own strengths and weaknesses became very noticeable to me during this. I learned that a weakness at times I can have is being shy in front of people, but I feel like doing this helped me get out of my comfort zone. A strength I found is that when I am comfortable, then I can have a lot of fun and work well with kids. This whole experience was amazing, and it made me want to continue in the future to work with God's people. Finally, I want to thank you for watching my presentation today, and I also want to thank everyone at the Boys and Girls Club of Flint for giving me the opportunity to help out at their organization and have fun while doing it.